So apparently, Americans are leaving America. Not just for a vacation or a find myself trip involving yoga and bad decisions, but for good. Yep, record numbers of US citizens are packing up their Starbucks mugs, saying goodbye to Target, and hopping on one-way flights to a new life abroad. Why? Well, reasons range from cost of living to I just want healthcare that doesn't cost a kidney. So today, we're counting down the top 10 countries Americans are moving to, where the dream is cheaper, the air's fresher, and the Wi-Fi is usually better than your landlord's promises. Let's see which countries are stealing America's expats, and maybe your future zip code. Number 10, Mexico. Let's start with the obvious. When Americans say they're moving abroad, half the time they just mean south of the border. Mexico's been the #1 destination for US expats for years, and for good reason. Affordable housing, tacos that ruin you for Taco Bell forever, and the flight home that costs less than your Uber to LAX. Cities like Mexico City, Mérida, and Puerto Vallarta are buzzing with expats. Rent a modern apartment for $700 a month. Sip on mezcal with ocean views, and boom, you're living your best eat, pray, love, but with guacamole life. The only wall Americans are worried about now is the one blocking their beachfront view. But maybe you want something a bit more European, a place where your "I took a gap year once" energy can truly thrive. Number 9, Portugal. Portugal, the country where Americans go when they want Europe without the European price tag. Lisbon, Porto, the Algarve, all stunning, walkable, filled with cobblestone streets and pastries that will have you questioning your life choices in the best way. Portugal offers a digital nomad visa, which basically says, hey, you can stay, just keep working remotely and pay for wine occasionally. And that's easy because wine here costs like $3. Meanwhile, the views, $1 million level. In Portugal, you can afford to drink like a king, nap like a poet, and still pay less rent than your Netflix bill. But if you like your coffee strong and your healthcare stronger, let's head north. Number 8, Canada. The land of maple syrup, politeness, and surprisingly aggressive hockey fans. For many Americans, Canada is like America, but emotionally stable. You get universal healthcare, stunning nature, and enough space to forget your HOA ever existed. Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, vibrant, multicultural, and full of career opportunities for expats. The downside, winter hits like a Taylor Swift breakup album. Long, cold, and sometimes dramatic. You'll save on healthcare, sure, but you'll spend it all on heating. Now, if Canada's too cold for you, let's move somewhere where the people are warm, the beaches are hotter, and the cost of living will make you gasp. In a good way. Number 7, Costa Rica. Costa Rica isn't just where people go to find themselves, it's where they stay once they realize rent is $400, fruit grows in their backyard, and everyone's too relaxed to care about the stock market. The locals call it pura vida, pure life. And it's not just a slogan, it's a lifestyle. Wake up to howler monkeys, surf before breakfast, Zoom call by noon, and sip on coconuts while watching the sunset. The expat communities here are massive, especially in Tamarindo, Atenas, and Nosara. In Costa Rica, living the dream isn't a phrase, it's the daily weather forecast. But maybe you want a little more European flair, a city that feels like a movie set but with better pastries. Number 6, Spain. Spain is where Americans go to pretend they're in a Netflix show called My Cheaper, Hotter Life. Barcelona, Madrid, Valencia, vibrant cities dripping with culture, arts, and nightlife that doesn't start until your American bedtime. Thanks to Spain's new digital nomad visa, it's easier than ever to live there legally, and rent in many regions is half what you'd pay in California. Spain teaches you that slowing down is a power move, especially when the Wi-Fi is good enough to still make rent on Zoom. But maybe you want Europe with a side of tropical vibes and an accent that sounds like poetry on a beach. Number 5, Thailand. Thailand is the mecca of digital nomads, retirees, and anyone who's realized they can't afford brunch in Los Angeles anymore. Street food costs less than your coffee tip in the US, and you can rent a high-rise apartment for under $600. Oh, and the healthcare? World class. for a fraction of the cost. In Thailand, you don't have to make it to live like you already did. But if Asia's not your vibe and you want somewhere with cobblestones, castles, and healthcare that actually answers the phone, pack your bags for number 4. Number 4, Germany. Germany, land of efficiency, beer, and rules that somehow make life smoother instead of scarier. Berlin has become a magnet for expats, artists, tech workers, and Americans who've realized affordable rent doesn't have to be a myth. Healthcare? Excellent. Public transport? On time. Work-life balance? Practically a religion. Germany proves that when everything runs on time, your anxiety finally doesn't have to. But maybe you prefer more coastline and fewer consonants in your language lessons. Number 3, Italy. Italy, where life feels like a movie even if you're just buying bread. Florence, Rome, Sicily, history, food, and fashion collide in one beautiful, slightly chaotic ballet. You can buy a home in some rural towns for under $50,000, and sometimes the government literally pays you to move there. In Italy, your biggest expense might be your pasta addiction, and honestly, that's fair. Now let's jet off to a place where safety, cleanliness, and order rule supreme, and where the trains are faster than your Wi-Fi. Number 2, Japan. Japan is where Americans go when they want peace, precision, and vending machines that sell literally everything. Tokyo and Osaka are global powerhouses, but you can live comfortably in smaller cities like Fukuoka for a fraction of US prices. The culture is respectful, the streets are spotless, and the food? You'll cry tears of joy over a bowl of ramen. Japan doesn't just change your address, it rewires your definition of organized. But there's one country that's quietly stealing Americans' expats faster than anywhere else. A place where you can stretch a dollar like it's on yoga retreat. Number 1, Singapore. Welcome to Singapore, where the future already happened, and it's spotless. Americans are flocking here for its safety, business opportunities, and borderline magical efficiency. The trains, on time. The streets, cleaner than your conscience after deleting your work emails. The economy, strong enough to make Wall Street jealous. With low taxes, great healthcare, and zero chaos, it's a dream for professionals who like their life organized to the decimal point. Singapore proves that when everything runs on time, even your anxiety has to take a break. So, there you have it. 10 countries where Americans are rewriting their stories, finding new rhythms, and discovering that the dream doesn't always have to be American. And hey, don't just scroll past this video. If you enjoyed this global tour, hit that subscribe button like it's your boarding pass, because next time we're diving into the top 10 jobs Americans are taking abroad, and you'll want a front row seat. Because if you're gonna chase freedom, you might as well do it somewhere with better coffee and cheaper rent.